What is up, YouTube? Game888 here, back again with my Pendulum Striker build. Now, I've been taking this deck to regionals and I'm tweaking it as much as I can in the hopes that we aren't going to get a ban list before YCS Utrecht, but I'm really not sure if this deck is still going to be viable by then. But I'm definitely going to keep on playing for you guys. The regionals will come up for me as well. I'm playing a little bit more, so I'm happy. Now, the reason for this build is 16 January we're getting a new magician, the Performapel Empyrean Magician or something it's called in the OCG. I'm not sure about the TCG name, but the card is just bonkers. So yeah, I definitely wanted to try and test out, and I've put it in this deck as a proxy at the moment. I'll get over that as soon as I get to the card. And yeah, let's just get into the deck profile. I think the card is going to be really good for our grind game, so yeah. First things first, double Magical Abductor. Magical Abductor is a really good card. It searches out any pendulum that you want, as long as you get 3 counter on it. And in a build like this, where I'm playing like 23 spell cards, it's just easy to get Abductor's 3 counters and just search out a card that you want. So yeah. I don't think 3 is the way to go because it just clogs up too many spaces, but yeah, 2 is good. 3 Servant of Endymions. The card is just the nuts. This card is amazing. I finally have my supers as well, so they're all nice and foily. Yeah, the card is just the nuts. If you get it, it's like half of the time you're going to summon either of these two. So you're going to summon Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, or your Mythical Beast, Jackal King. There are, of course, exceptions where you want to summon other things, but these are the most viable options. Now, the question that I have for you guys right here is, it's game 1, and your Servant of Endymion is going to resolve. They don't have an Ash. What are you going to summon from the deck if you have the option? Are you going to go for the Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, or are you going to go for the Mythical Beast, Jackal King? Basically, putting the question is, do you fear Impermanence game 1, or do you fear Nibiru game 1? Like, Impermanence doesn't hit as hard home as Nibiru does, but your Electromite getting Impermanence is sometimes so vital to your entire combo, and it's way more likely to happen than a Nibiru. But are you still going to go for the Jackal King because a Nibiru would just tear apart your combo? So it's basically, that's the question that I want to ask you guys. Do you go game 1 for the Endymion? Do you go game 1 for the Jackal King? And after game 1, game 2, game 3 onwards, whenever you're gonna go first, are you going to anticipate the Nibiru in certain decks, or are you just going to keep going for the Endymion? Tell me your thoughts about that and how you would go with that, and maybe it'll also help me in picking some better plays, because lately I'm not getting Nibiru, I'm always getting Impermanence, and that just fucks my shit up as well. So yeah, but still really good cards. Then for the rest of the Mythical Beast engine, I'm not running that much. I'm just playing the 1 Mythical Beast Garuda and the 1 Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. The basic thought behind this is the Master Cerberus, still a really good card, a good starter, forces out an Ash from the opponent if they have it sometimes, and it just plays through so much then. On top of that, the 1 Master Cerberus is actually really good against Thunder Dragon because you can summon it off from the Servant and you can start banishing stuff, so it's really good target. And then for the Garuda, since you're going to search any Pendulum monster during the end phase with the Empyrean Magician, even if you're playing Into the Void, like I'm testing out right now, you can just search this after the Into the Void resolves and you still have an additional negate in your hand. So yeah, this setup is just, it's amazing. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. And if you want to change anything about these ratios, just like hit me up. I mean, I'm still testing the deck out and I'm trying to get it better. So triple Chronograph Sorcerer, still the heart and soul of the deck. 1 Time Gazer Magician. This card comes to me like Fly on Butter or Bees to Honey, like stuff like that. Yeah, I just draw it every game. It's crazy. And then for Magicians, I'm playing a little bit of a bigger lineup. It's 5 Magicians now, so 1 card more. The 1 Harmonizing, the 1 Purple Poison. Then it's the Empyrean Magician. Like, I know there's a Black Fang here, but I just put Black Fang because it's scale 8 and a level 4 dark. I can just well turn around the card, but it's supposed to be the Empyrean Magician. Overdragon Magician because of, well, it just helps so much in the grind games. It's crazy. And then the one Dragon Pit Magician. I still feel Dragon Pit is one of the most important magicians that you can play. Both for the utility in popping back row if you need it against certain matchups, and being a level 7 for the absolute Voltex play. So yeah, that's it for my magician lineup basically. So yeah, I hope you guys like that. I'm not playing the spellbook engine at the moment. I could up the deck count by 3 cards, just adding in the knowledge, the secrets, and the blue boy. But like, I really don't know. Like, you can add in all those draw cards as well, and you're just going to start drawing to that knowledge like every single duel after a while. It's crazy. But yeah, this is the monster count. That's 20 monsters. Yeah, and then 23 spells, so the deck is at 43 cards at the moment. It does seem weird, but hey, don't knock it until you've tried it. So there's 3 mobilize, engage cards. The card is just nuts. I mean, you resolve this 2 times. As soon as you see it, you resolve it 2 times with a draw every time. It's crazy. And I'm running 4 targets for it. I'm running the Hornet Drones, I'm running the Widow Anchor, I'm running the Shark Cannon, and of course I am still running the multi-roll. Now a lot of people aren't playing the multi-roll. I don't really know why. Like, this card is amazing. If you see it in your opening hand and you have some resources to spare but you really want to get your power spells go through, you can just pop a spell, make your desires live without getting Ash's Pendulum Call, engage, go from there. If your scales are stuck, like, this is such a power card, just pop the scale that's stuck, go from there. You can put it in the field for Electromite to pop as well. It has so many resources. Like, the resource game on this card is phenomenal. And then on top of all of that, like, a thing that I often do is if I have 2 engages somewhere, like sometimes it happens during a duel, you all know that. Searching the multi-roll first and then going for the Hornet Drones. And in the end phase, you can just set cards again with the multi-roll, so you go like +3 from it, and with your big ass pendulum board you're actually going to gain them anyway, and they see the writing on the wall because you have so many cards. They tend to scoop a lot faster, so yeah, it actually helps a lot in every matchup. So yeah, striker cards are definitely inevitable. Then we're running Triple Mastery. I know the card is once per turn, but it's just too freaking good. It searches out either the Servant or the Master Endymion, and you don't need more. Like, getting more spell counters is just the icing on the cake. Double Pendulum Call still. I'm not playing Duelist Alliance. I really don't like Duelist Alliance. It just adds more to the massive amount of search spells you already got. So against Thunder, like, you're just killing yourself. At the very least, I want to run more draw cards, so yeah. And then, yeah, I put these back in, like double Secret Village of the Spellcasters. They've been out for a while, but I went to a regional last weekend, and I got super polyed 4 times in one match. And then I got super polyed a couple of times more during the entire tournament. Dark Rule No More was a thing. People baiting out my negates with engages while holding the evenly matched stuff like that. It's just so annoying after a while, and I just put these 2 in. No terraforming in the main deck. I really don't think that's needed. Same reasoning as Duelist Alliance for the Pendulum Calls. You run so many draw spells. Like, I have 9 draw cards still in my hand. You're bound to see it. You're not gonna get it every game, of course, but you're getting it in most of the games, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, 2 Secret Villages definitely enough. It's awesome. It does work. So yeah. And like, as soon as you see the Secret Village, you know you basically only need 1 spell trap negate just in case, like in case of evenly. And then everything else you can do is monster negates, and Appaloosa is so easy because of that. And then for the draw spells. triple Allure of Darkness. The card is just bunkers. Nothing else to say about that. With the Empyrean Magician, you even have an additional dark. You have enough darks for these allures to go around. Double Pot of Desires. I really... The third one is just like creeping in my head every single time. But in this build, where I'm playing a couple of one-offs, sometimes I don't want to banish all my stuff, and then at that point, 2 Desires is enough. It's mostly because of the Sky Striker engine, to be honest. Just because if you do Desires first, you're likely to banish like engine pieces as well, but you're also likely to banish the Sky Striker one-offs that you want to search. And you rather go engage, search your stuff first, and then towards the end use a Pot of Desires. So because you're going to draw as much and you want to draw into these, like 2 is enough. You don't need a third. If consistency is really an issue and the banishing isn't, I might put in a third again. But the deck is at 43 at the moment, so yeah, just raising the number of cards isn't really going to help. The 1 Upstart Goblin. I know what you think. 43 cards, you're playing Upstart Goblin. Well, I'm basically playing 4 Upstart Goblins with the Into the Voids. But the reasoning in Pendulum is actually easy. It adds onto your spell counters, it adds onto your Pot of Desires, possible banishments. It's definitely a good thing to be running this amount of cards. I'm also going to get my Ultimate Rares pretty soon in the mail, so I'm going to be happy as soon as I get them. But yeah, like, you need this amount of draw power, like, even more if it was possible, but 1 Day of Peace is, like, terrible to run, so yeah, you don't want that. But yeah, that was it for the main deck, 43 cards. Going to the extra deck right now. First things first, we have the Field Center. Odd Eyes package in Voltex, Meteor Burst, and Absolute Dragon. The most common way that I'm making Voltex Dragon these days is by having Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing, specialing out the Time Gazer. If you already have Time Gazer, it's just a win, you're going to get another card that you want. Then going for Meteor Burst and using its effect to special summon a Dragon Pit from your scale. So most of the time you'll get into this if you have Pendulum Call or you're just lucky enough to draw the Magician lineup. But it's a thing. Also, something that you can do that I often do basically, if you go second and you make the Absolute with a Meteor Burst, you can attack with something, negate the attack, special back the Meteor Burst, and because Meteor Burst is a fire attribute, you can actually go into Hida, which is actually a thing. And if they've used some of their fire monsters previously in the turn, like if you're playing against Salamangrates, you're just gonna go way over the limit that the deck can do, and that's just awesome. The only other Exceed I'm running besides this is Abyss Dweller, because the card is just mandatory for the format. I might change this up, but against True Draco, against Salamangrate, against Orcus, if you're playing against those decks and you know it, so from game 2 onwards, like this is a no-brainer to go into, so yeah. And then all the other 11 cards in the extra deck are actually Link monsters. So first things first, we have Electromite, we have the Hita, we have IP Masquerena, and Nightmare Phoenix. Those are our Link 2s. I know there's not a generic one in between there, like a Beat Cup. Sometimes it does hurt. Yeah, sometimes I really want that Beat Cup, but I mean, even though I'm playing so many Link monsters, it just feels that I need only these. So yeah, the Phoenix is also there because it's a wonderful Masquerena option, just as well as the Nightmare Unicorn. I'm running Triss Bane again, because I've changed my side deck up a little bit and I put in Red Reboot again inside. And just having the combination of Red Reboot and Topologic Triss Bane in your extra deck is phenomenal. Also with the IP Masquerena and the fact that you're searching the Garuda during your end phase, it's just like screaming to blow up their entire back row, so yeah. I'm running Decode Talker again. Every time I take it out, I play like one tournament, couple of games, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, I really needed a Decode Talker, why the hell did I take it out? So yeah, it's just back in again. Generic Link 3, it's still really good. So yeah, we're gonna move these up a little bit. Then we have Appaloosa. Still a great card. Appaloosa is just amazing. Especially with Secret Village and any other spell card. Like, if you have this, the Endymion and a Secret Village, most of the time it's already game. Boral Sword to make games. It's just that. Boral Sword is amazing. Kagari for the Striker engine, as well as Kaina. The reason Kaina is in here because it has a downwards marker, as well as going into time. If you have to make the Kagari first with your Striker engine before you can go into Electromite, you often are missing out on the downwards arrow to make Electromite. So you're gonna go into Kaina first, then resolve the second engage so you gain a little bit of life, and then you can go into Electromite underneath the Kagari, and then eventually afterwards you can still go into Deco Talker or just make other plays. It's actually really easy. And then of course the Sky Striker token, so yeah. I really like this extra deck. It's the way it plays out is often really, well, it gives me a lot of versatility, and I just like it. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Then my side deck. It has changed a little bit. I'm not playing any more monsters in this, so it's just a bunch of spells and a bunch of trap cards, and it really helps out this way. So yeah, first things first, terraforming. If you're going first, you want more access to your secret villages because of things like Super Poly, Dark Rule and more. They are coming in, and the terraforming are there to, well, it's there to get your secret village so you're protected more. So yeah, terraforming is definitely a really good option. One Necro Valley. The reason for the Necro Valley is if you're playing against Orcust, it's just like going first or going second, the card is nuts. You activate it, they can't do anything anymore from the graveyard. It just counters out the Babel basically, and it's just so good. This also stops the Gizmek, so it's also a thing. I'm still running double system down. Basically the Necro Valley came in instead of the third system down. It basically has the same the same goal in mind, and it's actually really good. Oh my, that's like 4 ultis in a row. That's awesome. But yeah, like Sky Striker Orcust is definitely a threat, and having these cards are really helping. Speaking of Sky Striker, siding 1 Jamming Waves and 1 Afterburners, just in case like the deck has a lot of back row potential. You can just go for these two when siding to go second, and they just fix so many problems. That's all the spells actually, so it's only 6 spells. It means that I'm siding 9 trap cards right now, wow. First things first, triple evenly matched. The card is bonkers. Never play Pendulum if you aren't going to side evenly matched. Yeah, it just wins games on its own. It's amazing. Then for going first, we're having double Solemn Strike and double Solemn Judgment. This is just amazing. Like, you can stop whatever you want, whatever you need, and just have your entire board. And the basic foundation behind the thought behind it is you're gonna draw into these. Even if you have to put up like 1 or 2 negates less in monster form, you're gonna have these, and they are more threatening because the opponent doesn't know what they are. People don't side in Twin Twisters against Pendulum going second because, well, the board is there and you need cards to out the board, and these are just amazing. And then, as I've said before, double red reboot. I've played like Pankratops, Eccentric Archfiend, stuff like that to counter back row, and every time again I'm thinking like, oh, if it was a red reboot, then that card wasn't a problem. And on top of that, the other 3 back row wouldn't be a problem as well. Yeah, that doesn't quite happen, and yeah, it's just this basically, so yeah. That's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys liked it, and I'm definitely going to show you guys some test matches online with this. I have to do them still, but yeah, you're gonna see it as soon as I post it. I hope to post a little bit more, but so tired sometimes, yeah. I hope you guys liked the video. If you'd like to see anything change, you can always hit me up. Like, I'm always in for a discussion for the deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, and I see you guys in the next one. Ciao.